The dominance of the aircraft in Asia are the larger, longer range aircraft, which tend to be the higher value, and that in itself will point towards the market growing bigger than Europe in dollar terms. In unit terms, it may not be this case because Europe does make use of smaller aircraft such as the Cessna, the Hawker range of aircraft, or the Phenoms, whereas in Asia it's dominated by the Globals, the Gulfstreams, and the larger Dassault products. There's a small environment in Australia and certain countries like Indonesia, Philippines, where there are shorter distances, where the island makeup of the geography means it does have some smaller aircraft. By and large, long range, ultra long range aircraft. Because of the distances, there are less airports. There's less sort of intra-country flying. There's much more transocean across the Pacific, going to Europe, down to Australia. So the dynamics of the flying favors the larger aircraft, which is the higher value. So I see that trend continuing, favoring the larger product, the larger dollars, and so in itself will be a larger market than Europe. But that's because the spread of types of aircraft is quite different. In all the years I've been in Asia, the constraint on its development has principally been the infrastructure. That can be airport authorities, it can be the air traffic, it can be the planning of infrastructure, the airports, etc. So that's the biggest constraint we face. And when you think that in China there are 250 airports, and it's a country roughly the same surface area as the United States, and there are 5,500 airports in the US, so that there's a lot of dynamic differences in the market. There's some exciting changes coming up with the new aircraft coming from the OEMs. A lot of airplanes coming long range, which again is an Asian requirement. Larger airplane, again a very Asian orientated configuration, range and size. And I think you'll find that with all those aircraft to come in, there's a lot to come out, which from a Jetcraft perspective gives us opportunities for us to assist in the process of disposing existing airplanes when all this new equipment enters into the market over the next few years. So I see a very positive growth potential in Asia for us in our business because of that fact alone.